Hey everybody, Dragon Movie Guy here with another instant movie review. This is my review for Leigh Whannell's The Invisible Man, starring Elisabeth Moss. Before we get started, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this movie. Let me know how you think this version of The Invisible Man compares to previous versions of the original of The Invisible Man. And let me know, how does this movie compare to Hollow Man, starring Kevin Bacon, that came out roughly 15 years ago. This movie stars Elisabeth Moss. It stars Aldis Hodge, Reid, and Oliver Jackson-Cohen as the Invisible Man. This film is a 2-hour and 4-minute roughly film. It's a suspense film. It is also produced by Jason Blum of Blumhouse Productions, who I reviewed his last movie, Fantasy Island, just yesterday. This movie is a pure suspense movie. This movie stars Elisabeth Moss as a victim of domestic abuse. It's not really made clear what kind of abuse, how long, any details. It mainly focuses on her trying to leave a possessive, overbearing husband, boyfriend. Really, it's just it's her trying to get away from a really bad situation, and the kind of is it paranoia? Is it real fear that sets in as she starts to see, hear, and feel things that she thinks is being done by an invisible man. Obviously, it's in the title. Yes, there is an invisible man. I know it's not. This is a non-spoiler review, but obviously, if it's in the title, then it's not really a spoiler for there to be an invisible man in The Invisible Man. So this film is 2 hours long. It's a suspense film. It is pretty well done for a suspense film. It's not so much a horror film, which is what Blumhouse really does specialize in. The suspense is relatively predictable for what you might expect for this type of film. As far as Elisabeth Moss' performance, it is an all-right performance. She definitely is not afraid to go to some pretty big extremes for this role. It feels a little bit more like a Lifetime movie than it does a feature film. The special effects are pretty good, and actually the concept for how they do the Invisible Man is actually pretty unique and modern, and actually rooted in more of a technological approach to things, and including some of the science. If you read a lot of scientific articles of where science may be going, it actually is based in some of that. I don't want to give away any more than that, but it's actually a really interesting take on the character of the Invisible Man. The actual character himself is a supporting character at best. He is not so much a character as he is a force of nature and just sort of a device to put the plot forward. There's no real character development for him. There's no real depth other than he's just the bad guy, and he's chasing Elisabeth Moss the entire film. This film itself is not one that I would necessarily recommend. It is one that I would say at best is a Netflix and chill night, maybe a matinee, nothing better than that. 2 hours long and 2 hours 4 minutes. It kind of felt like a lot longer than that, if I'm being honest. It is not a horrible film by any stretch. They do a decent job setting up the suspense. And full disclosure, I'm not really a horror or suspense movie person in general. But that being said, they focus a lot on the mental state of Elisabeth Moss, and not so much the actual suspense of the film or the running and the hiding and all that kind of stuff that you would expect out of a suspense film like this. So my recommendation is to skip it, or just wait until it comes on Netflix or it's streaming online. Overall, though, let me know what you guys thought of this film. Please be sure to comment down below this review, And let me know if you think I'm wrong. Did you think this was a great performance? Did you think this was a brilliant suspense film? Am I missing something with this film? I don't think that I am, but be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you thought of The Invisible Man, and do you want to see more sequels? Anyway, this has been Dragon Movie Guy, and be sure to comment, just share, subscribe, and like down below. Hope you're having a great day. Bye.